Greeting viewers. Signs you have vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is an extremely important vitamin that has powerful effects on several systems throughout the body. Unlike most vitamins, vitamin D actually functions like a hormone, and every single cell in your body has a receptor for it. Your body makes it from cholesterol when your skin is exposed to sunlight. It's also found in certain foods such as fatty fish and fortified dairy products, although it's very difficult to get enough from diet alone. The recommended daily intake is usually around 400 to 800 IU, but many experts say you should get even more than that. Vitamin D deficiency is very common. It's estimated that about 1 billion people worldwide have low levels of vitamins in their blood. According to a 2011 study, 41.6% of adults in the US are deficient. This number goes up to 69.2% in Hispanics and 82.1% in African Americans. These are common risk factors for vitamin D deficiency. Having dark skin, being elderly, being overweight or obese, not eating much fish or milk, living far from the equator where there is little sun year-round. Always use sunscreen when going out. Staying indoors. People who live near the equator and get frequent sun exposure are less likely to be deficient because their skin produces enough vitamin D to satisfy the body's needs. Most people don't realize that they are deficient, because the symptoms are generally subtle. You may not notice them easily, even if they are having a significant negative effect on your quality of life. Here are 12 signs and symptoms of vitamin D deficiency. 1. Depression. A depressed mood may also be a sign of deficiency. In review studies, researchers have linked vitamin D deficiency to depression, particularly in older adults. In one analysis, 65% of the observational studies found a relationship between low blood levels and depression. On the other hand, most of the controlled trials, which carry more scientific weight than observational studies, didn't show a link between the two. However, the researchers who analyzed the studies noted that the dosages of vitamin D in controlled studies were often very low. In addition, they noted that some of the studies may not have lasted long enough to see the effect of taking supplements on mood. Some controlled studies have shown that giving vitamin D to people who are deficient helps improve depression, including seasonal depression that occurs during the colder months. Depression is associated with low vitamin D levels, and some studies have found that supplementing improves mood. 2. Lower back pain. We all have sore muscles from time to time. And when we don't get a good night's rest, having an achy neck or back the next morning isn't out of the ordinary. But if back pain, particularly lower back pain, is a constant presence in your life, it may be worth having your doctor test your vitamin D levels. A 2008 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society concluded that lower concentrations of vitamin D were linked to significant back pain in women. The same connection was not found in men. And for the soreness, you should never brush off. 3. Trouble sleeping. According to sleep expert Michael Bruce, MD, low vitamin D levels can have a direct impact on the quality and quantity of your shut-eye, making it difficult to get the kind of rest necessary for your body to stay healthy. And a 2018 meta-analysis published in the journal Nutrients of 9,397 subjects backs that up. Researchers concluded that vitamin D deficiency is associated with a higher risk of sleep disorders. 4. Hair loss. While it's not uncommon to naturally lose your hair as you age, particularly for men, women may experience the issue for other reasons, and one of them could be a vitamin D deficiency. A 2013 study published in the journal Skin Pharmacology and Physiology showed that women with hair loss had much lower levels of vitamin D than those who weren't losing their hair. 5. Eczema. If you have atopic dermatitis, a common type of eczema that causes red and itchy skin, it's a good idea to have your doctor check for a vitamin D deficiency. A 2011 study published in the British Journal of Dermatology found that those with low levels of vitamin tended to have more severe symptoms of the skin issue. And for more issues to be on the lookout for with your skin. 6. Slow healing wounds. Anyone who has wounds that always seem like they take forever to heal might need to up their vitamin D intake. Research has shown the snail-like speed could be from low levels of the important vitamin. In fact, one 2011 study published in the Journal of Dental Research proved that vitamin D levels are critical to post-surgical healing. 7. Sick regularly. Do you feel like you're constantly getting sick? Well, that could be due to a vitamin D deficiency, according to a 2010 study published in the journal Molecular Nutrition and Food Research. Researchers found that vitamin D has a direct connection to how your immune system responds to various infections and viruses. And on top of that, in a 2008 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, endocrinologists concluded that having inadequate levels of the vitamin was associated with an increased risk of cancer, autoimmune diseases, hypertension, and infectious diseases. 8. Dizziness. When you have benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV, you experience episodes of dizziness and may feel like you're spinning, and that could all come down to your vitamin D levels. According to a 2018 study published in the European Archives of Otorhinolaryngology, not getting the adequate amount of vitamin D can cause the disorder to develop and, if you don't up your intake, persist. 9. Fatigue. Feeling tired can be the result of any number of different factors in your hectic, overscheduled life. And while not all of them are so easy to cut out, some are luckily in our control. Vitamin D, for example, maybe contribute to that constant tired feeling, according to a 2015 study published in the Global Journal of Health Science. Among those participants who reported frequent fatigue, about 89% of them had inadequate levels of vitamin D. Coincidence? We think not. And if all you want is to get some rest. 10. Excessive sweating. Under many circumstances, intense physical activity and sweltering weather conditions, for example, sweating is completely natural. It's when it occurs in less extreme scenarios that it could indicate a problem. With normal or moderate activity, a normal body temperature, and a mild temperature environment, excessive sweating could be a sign of vitamin D deficiency. 11. Frequent urinary tract infections. No one wants to deal with a urinary tract infection, UTI. You likely know that the issue is typically caused by bacteria entering the urinary tract and multiplying. But were you aware that having low levels of vitamin D could be the reason behind the infection, too? According to a 2013 study published in the International Journal of Infectious Diseases, researchers found that recurrent UTIs in women were associated with a vitamin D deficiency. 12. Being overweight. If you're overweight, you may want to get your vitamin D levels checked out. Research published in the journal Obesity Reviews in 2015 found that obese individuals are 35% more likely to be lacking the right amount of vitamin D in their system. Correcting a vitamin D deficiency is simple. Vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common and most people are unaware of it. That's because the symptoms are often subtle and nonspecific, meaning that it's hard to know if they're caused by low vitamin D levels or something else. If you think you may have a deficiency, then it's important that you speak to your doctor and get your blood levels measured. Fortunately, a vitamin D deficiency is usually easy to fix. You can either increase your sun exposure, eat more vitamin D-rich foods, or simply take a supplement. Fixing your deficiency is simple, easy, and can have big benefits for your health. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more fascinating body secrets and tips. Look at your screen, 2 videos have been handpicked for you. See you in my next video. See you in our next video.